Good morning, 4:37. In farm news, the Senate Ag Committee held a hearing yesterday on mandatory country of origin labeling. North Dakota senators and Rame, North Dakota rancher Leo McConnell testified. Canada has threatened over $3 billion in retaliatory tariffs if the U.S. does not drop the country of origin labeling law.
Their business could be, in fact, affected by some of the things that the WTO could do, some of the things Canada and Mexico are requesting. And I think that the movement in grocery shopping, if I can put it that way, has really been to read labels. It's really been to understand sourcing of food. That is an ongoing concern and an ongoing issue.
These high retaliatory tariffs, we need to address it. But let these Canadians and our Mexican friends finally put their chips on the table and the facts, because so far it's all unsubstantiated. They can't prove it in our courts. They can't prove it in the WTO that there's been any harm. If they do, and it's something we can't live with, then just simply go to voluntary, okay? Preserve the integrity of the label so our friends can't deceive our consumers. Who wants to vote for that? And let the American rancher figure out how to promote it, and I guarantee you we will. U.S. beef is considered #1 globally, which is why both producers and consumers are behind the effort to keep cool and be able to identify our product. Efforts to strip this program through a blanket repeal approach is unwarranted and unprecedented at this point of the process in arbitration.
We need to make sure that our cattle producers do not face tariffs on their beef exports. So we need to repeal mandatory cool, but at the same time, we're working to see if we can find a voluntary cool program that could work as well.
Well, both Canada and Mexico do intend to implement retaliatory tariffs should the U.S. fail to address the current cool law. Leo McDonald ranches in Rame, North Dakota, is Executive Officer and Director Emeritus for the U.S. Cattlemen's Association. Well, this is certainly not news, but the drought is over. Here's what the National Drought Mitigation Center showed for the tri-state area in the regular weekly drought update yesterday. You got to go to the arrowhead of Minnesota, far southeastern South Dakota, and western North Dakota before you get to even stage 1 drought, which is simply called abnormally dry. But for the great state of Texas, since enough rain fell in May to cover the entire state with 8 inches of water, their problems went from drought to flooding. But for most Texas farmers and ranchers, it's been a blessing. Former tropical storm Bill pounded the Texas Gulf Coast before racing up north towards Oklahoma. The heavy rain caused flash flooding in Sealy outside of Houston and shut down roads more than 200 miles away in Dallas.
Bill pounded the Texas Gulf Coast before racing up north towards Oklahoma. Before the May rainy season, Texas was in a historic 5-year drought. In October of 2011, 97% of the state was in an extreme drought. Conditions slowly improved, but last month's record-setting rainfall, an estimated 35 trillion gallons, is helping to finish off the drought. More than 90% of the state is entirely drought-free. At its height, the drought cost Texas farms and ranches more than $7 billion in lost production. But National Weather Service meteorologist Victor Murphy says the dams and reservoirs left empty by the drought kept the recent heavy rains from doing more damage.
We still had a lot of, loss of life and loss of property due to flooding and flash flooding and river flooding. It would have been much, much worse if the dam operators did not have that cushion to work with.
Cattle rancher Missy Bonds, who had to sell off hundreds of heads of cattle to save money, is now happy to see the rain.
This rain here is a lifesaver for many ranchers. It could mean we start to see an expansion of our cattle herds again.
Texas is in an El Nino year, which means more than normal rainfall. The state could face the threat of flooding like this all year long.
Kind of like the northern plains, the southern plains goes from one extreme to the other. This week's crop progress report found soybean plantings lagging behind normal, with the southern plains unable to finish planting due to flooding and wet weather. What does 10% unplanted soybeans in the U.S. mean?
There's a recognition that the soybean crop, there's still about 10% of the soybean crop that hasn't been planted. When you do the math on that, that's approximately 8.5 million acres. In the world of soybeans, that's a lot of acreage. And the question we have right now is twofold. Number one, how many of those acres will actually get planted, and what will be the final planting number for beans? But then also, do we need to start making adjustments on what our yield potential is going to be? Because up until this point, we've been using a trend line yield, which is really just think about it as an average yield. But again, with the heavy rainfalls we've had, some of the delayed planting, potentially some disease showing up later on, should we start taking some bushels off the top end of the yield expectation? And you start taking down both planted acreage and yields a little bit, and suddenly the balance sheet for soybeans looks a lot different.
And of course, we get an update on the stocks and acres at the June report, which comes out next week. That's a check of our farm news this morning. Coming up after the break, where are the heavy rains today? Where are the strongest thunderstorms? And what's the farming forecast for the weekend? We'll be right back.